willing to discuss it with me. It's called African Contribution to Civilization, the Exact Sciences. Last year, only a few months ago, his main protege, Theophile Obanga, delivered a lecture from his major new book, The Pharaonic Origins of Greek Philosophy. In this lecture, he pointed out not only that Africa is the origin of Greek philosophy, but that the word philosophy is not even Greek or European. They not only did not create philosophy, they didn't even create the word. And when people look back and look at the stolen property of Africa that these icebox people are selling to the world as their property, you would understand a lot of things, including the book, that need to be reread, The Iceman Inheritance. Now, this is not the greatest book from a point of view of literature or organization, but its revelation and its confession, its omissions, breaks new ground, because it is rare that a person on that side of the line makes these admissions, literally saying that Europeans came into the world with a parasitic idea and they maintained themselves in the world by preying on other people and creating a smoke screen to give you the illusion that they are right. Now, if you understood what I'm trying to say, you would understand why peace is deliberately delayed in that little drama in the sand where there can be no clear winner, because the war was stupid from both sides. And had we stayed out of it and given them a chance to settle it and stop going into it with a lie but it's about oil, when it's not about oil at all, because oil can be maintained, oil can be obtained from many places in the world other than Arabia, other than that part of the world. So what is it really about? It's about Western dominance over the resources of the world, Western military might, political might, financial might, putting everybody in the world in their place. In their place is to be at the service of Western man, basically white men. What you are witnessing, and this might be too much of a digression, is a revolt in the servants' quarters. In the 15th and the 16th century, the Europeans identified certain portions of the world as their homes or their outposts. All the rest of the world became their servants' quarters. There is now a revolt in the servants' quarters, and they're trying to put down that revolt. But the servant now in revolt is schizophrenic, because the servant thought he and his money made him one of them. an honorary oppressor. They're trying to slap him down and let him know that a servant is a servant, and you don't hang out in the living room. And your money don't make you my equal. But the servant got enough nerve to threaten one of their servants, created to serve them, created as a holding station and as a watching post for them, a white nation in an eastern sea. So now the war is more about Israel than it is about oil. But we won't see this because we assume, because we buy mythology quicker than we buy truth, we think it's about somebody's homeland. The people who permitted the nation to be established could care less than a damn whether Jews have a homeland or not. The people who permitted the nation to come into being turned their backs and let millions of them go to the gas chamber. So there's no great love for them on the part of the people who put them down in this eastern sea to protect white interests. And because there are people who legitimately never had a homeland but longed for one out of their mythology, they gave them one and made them pay a high price for it. It is the homeland inside of their mind. But in actuality, the one they had in the Bible, even if it was legitimate, and I said it was not, that one did not belong to those Europeans who were belatedly converted to the faith and who have no direct relationship to the biblical Jews, whoever the biblical Jews happen to be. Now let's go back and examine this African mind in the beginning of time, because this African mind existed for so many years before there was a Europe, before the civilizations of the Tigris and the Euphrates existed. This African mind had brought into being the spirituality that would later be the basis of all of the world's major religions. He had also brought into being the writing, the book, the coming forth by night and day, that would later become the basis of the world's philosophy and the basis of a great book of folklore called the Bible. And when I say the Bible is a book of folklore, I'm not downgrading it, I am properly identifying it. Jewish folklore